There's nothing to smile about this week. Strictly business, my boss. Strictly business. Dumelang Boma Seva, hope you guys are good this week. I am in the Range Rover plug-in hybrid, Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid, sorry, P510E. And I am here to tell you some stuff about it. So we're going to do the outside and the inside. And then, yeah, keep it going. So let's get started with the exterior of the vehicle. And my golly gosh, I think this is one of the most beautiful cars to ever grace our roads. You know, I think it's so stunning to look at. I love this bluish, grayish color that it's finished in. You know, it sits on 22-inch wheels, which are quite cool. The rim could be a little bit nice. I would expect a different rim. I don't like this one. It looks like a bit of a windmill. It looks very you know, doesn't look like an extra for me. It looks very bland-ish. Yeah, you know, like looks very bland. But the car in itself, the stance is amazing. You have a bit of a gold lip, this look, gold contrasts and gold accents going on around the vehicle. You know, the rear is absolutely amazing. You have an electric tailgate. You know, you have these retractable door handles that come out and come in as you're doing as you lock and unlock. So it's a really marvelous and it's a really stunning car just to it's a nice car to actually live with and see on a daily. It just looks so good. There's another Sport in front of me here. Um, so yeah, it's nice. It's pretty. Like yo, I don't know what more to say about it. It looks good. LEDs look great. This imposing grille in the front. Look, it just looks like a bit of a boat, man. I think Range Rovers for me look like boats, man. They just look like they look really good. So exterior wise, I really can't fault it. The only thing that I don't like is a bit of the overhang at the back, and I think that's something that I've picked up with Range Rovers. So it looks like the back is just droopy a bit, like so. It just looks like it's leaning towards. It's look like tilted up. So that's the only thing I don't like. But it actually has a very beautiful stance, and I think that overhang kind of adds to the road presence, I guess. Moving on to the interior, I really do think that Range Rover just pulled out all the stops as they always do. I think these interiors are so nice to be in. They're so beautiful. You know, you have this infotainment system screen, which is quite nice. It looks quite cool. It's a bit of a tablet. It has a bit of a tablet-esque vibe. But it's actually very nice and very cool to be in. You have this in digital cluster that's up in front, which the graphics are great. Everything looks beautiful. You have this large steering wheel, you know, you have leather upholstery almost everywhere. You have a bit of a cloth contrast going on the interior with the leather upholstery. The seats are amazing. Your roof lining is done in a bit of a suede velvety kind of thing. You have a rear view mirror that also doubles up as a camera. You have this large sunroof here. You have entertainment screens at the back, so your kids, if you're doing long distance, you can plug in something for them. They can watch. What do kids watch? Kana king, Baby Shark, Boo, Teletubbies, Takalani Sesame, whatever kids watch, man. You can put it for them there at the back. The seats at the back even recline. You know, they can come out. The electric seats at the back. You have heated and cooled seats all around this vehicle. You have electric seats. You have memory seats. You have so much going on. Like everything that you find in the front, you find it in the back. And I think one of the nicest things about Range Rover is the storage spaces. Like there's even a fridge in this car. Like up front, you can put about 4 water bottles in here. You have a fridge in here. You have cup holders in front. When you move the little tray, you find your USB ports, which are here, but there are other USB ports just underneath your center console. And the center console is also very nice, guys. I'm just going on and on because there's so many features in this car. There's just so much in this car. You have literally everything. Climate control menu is not fully touchscreen. You can touchscreen it, but you can actually press on it. So it's all buttons. They do look a bit touch haptic, but they're actually not. Multifunction steering wheel, like you know, Meridian 3D. There's a whole lot going on in here, guys. It is really a stunning car to be in. So, what is powering this Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid? So the Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid is powered by a 3-liter straight-six engine that produces 375 kilowatts and 700 newton meters of torque, which I find to be absolutely quite cool. It's nice to drive. It's actually very comfortable to drive. It is a bit quiet. What I've noticed is that it is a bit jerky sometimes on the gear changes, sometimes when you're moving. Like now I just took off from a robot. It just does this thing, like it's trying to find its feet, just jumps a bit. But it's not something that you can like literally write it off over. It's actually very nice. And the fact that it has a hybrid system, so there's batteries involved, the batteries are located in the rear. When you're coasting, it is actually ideal. So when you start the car pulling out of the house, reversing and stuff like that, it uses the batteries more. And then when you reach a certain RPM or a certain speed, that's when it becomes goes into internal combustion. So they work well together. I'm currently on 0 kilometers of range on my hybrid on the charging, but as you see, I'm still moving because the batteries are actually it's like auxiliary. I'm going to charge, by the way, before I get into travel. I'm going to charge the car now so I can get a bit of range. So they work together, and it helps with many menial maneuvers with the battery pack. And I think it's actually really cool how it works. I mean, I'm very low on fuel though. Light hasn't gone on, but I think that what's kept me going with during this test cycle is the hybrid technology in this vehicle, which I found to be quite commendable. And yeah, now let's move into the verdict. So let's move on to the verdict of the Range Rover Sport plug-in hybrid. This vehicle will set you back 2.8 million rand. So that's quite a lot of money. And if you spec it fully, you're looking at about 3 million rand. So it's obviously not a cheap car, it's not. And for that price point, you can get a whole lot of cars that it probably rivals, Volvo XC90, Volkswagen Touareg, Porsche Cayenne, BMW X5, Mercedes-Benz GLE. I wouldn't say GLC, but I'd say GLE. And yeah, so quite a lot of cars you can get for that price point. But I think what you're buying here is a lot of exclusivity. It's like Porsche. You're buying into a very elitist brand, a very posh brand, and it's a brand for people that have quite a lot of money, quite a lot of disposable money. And I think that's why I like brands like this and whatever, because you're not the same as the next person. A lot of people probably gravitate towards the X5, probably gravitate towards the GLE. But when you rock up in this, you're in something that's totally different, that cocoons you from the world. You feel like you're in a bit of a, you're isolated. It's isolated in a good way. You're in something that's so premium, so luxurious, so opulent, so wow, something that you really can't fault, really. In terms of the looks, it looks great. It's just the overhang that's getting to me. It's spacious enough for a family of at least four. Boot space is also amazing. You have a fully fledged spare wheel. So you're buying like into a very nice and very opulent brand. And I think it's a bit unfair with these vehicles because there's very little to fault them on. But they drive nice. I mean, even when you put your foot down, power output is just instant. That help of the hybrid just makes the driving experience much more nicer, much more pleasant. And there's the reason why there's so many of them. I'm seeing the old Sport here. They are literally, they look so beautiful. These Range Rovers nowadays age quite well. I'm seeing a Defender there. My Defender is one of my favorites. It's just like a very opulent brand. But for me personally, with 3 million rand, I might go get a Cayenne. I don't know. There's something about, and you know what's also nice about these brands, this and Porsche, is that the customer experience is absolutely crazy. Ask anyone who's bought a Porsche, ask anyone who's bought a Range Rover, they will tell you that the customer experience is second to none. And I think that's the reason why I'd go to a Porsche. With 3 million rand, this is my Porsche. I would get a Cayenne. I'd surely get a Cayenne over this. But that's just me. Outside of what I feel and what I think, this is actually a car that you wouldn't regret buying. It's a great, it's beautiful, guys. It looks hot. It commands attention. Cops were stopping me just to look at it. Even one guy or like one lady, shout out to her. Shout out to Os Perseverance from Guyana. She's a cop. She stops me and she's like, "Are you married?" I had to say yes, because she was like, "No, I wanted to marry you off to one of the cops here." I'm like, no. But anyway, I am not married. You guys know how tragic my love life is. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Anyway, so it commands a lot of attention, a lot of presence. It's an amazing car. But like I said, I think for me, I would go for a Porsche, especially with 3 million rand. I can. I think also in the price point, you can get a V-Class, maybe a V300. I haven't driven that, so I can't really speak on it. But ultimately, my feelings or my thoughts on this car is that you are buying into something that is so special, that is so elitist, that is so different from the rest. And I don't think you'd regret making a purchase of the Range Rover Sport. Even if you don't get one with hybrid technology, you get just a normal internal combustion one. You should be fine. So I think it is worth the money. Everything about it, it's luxurious, it's premium. So kudos. So I will personally have to give this car a 9 out of 10. Looks the part, it's great. Yes, it's heavy on fuel, but that's all subjective and relative. but it's nice. Ride height is there, comfort is there, everything you need is there. It's just such a pleasurable experience. It's such a lovely car to drive, and I think that you wouldn't regret buying it. So do let me know in the comments, what are you doing with 3 million rand? Are you getting this? Are you getting a Cayenne? Are you getting a V-Class? What are you buying? Just let me know. Let's have a conversation in the comments. And yeah, that is it from me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me go live out my rich housewife's dream. Just being that lady who wakes up, goes charge her car, takes the kids to school, have breakfast at Kauai, charge the car, wait for the man to come home. Oh God, why have you forsaken me, man? Like, can I just live that dream? I'd be so happy. Yo, if Mokai, if whoever I end up with buys me this or a Cayenne, okay, I'm going off a tangent, but I'm just like, hey, man, you never know. But yeah, shout out. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I think I'm just taking it back. This is a great car, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so hungry, actually. Okay. Guys, second up, bye bye.